News at 7. Governor Aiyedatiwa launches federal government 1.2 billion naira conditional cash transfer in Ondo State. Former Secretary to Government of Federation Oba Olufalaye praises progress made by Governor Aiyedatiwa in 100 days. Permanent Secretary for others die of electrocution in Gombe State capital. And from the foreign scene, US flash floods claim 11 lives in San Antonio.
Good evening and welcome to Osrc News at 7. Kunle Ariyo is my name. Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa has reiterated his administration's drive towards ensuring social inclusion and economic empowerment for residents, as well as prioritizing welfare of vulnerable citizens through strategic partnership with the federal government. Aiyedatiwa reaffirmed the commitment to join the official flag-off of the second phase of the conditional cash transfer disbursement to beneficiaries in Ondo State, held at Akure South Local Government Secretariat. Joy Pius now completes the story.
The Renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Scheme is an initiative of the Bola Tinubu's administration. Beneficiaries of the second phase in Akure South Local Government gathered at the Secretariat for the flag-off ceremony. Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa, while flagging off the distribution of the Renewed Hope debit cards to beneficiaries, said the initiative is geared towards fulfilling the promises in the Renewed Hope agenda in a bid to improve the livelihood of Ondo State people. He thanked President Bola Tinubu for prioritizing the well-being of ordinary Nigerians, adding that efforts are on to expand the state's social register to capture more vulnerable households.
We understand the economic challenges that many of our people face, and this program is a clear demonstration that the government stands with you. By providing direct cash transfers, we aim to support families in meeting their daily needs, improving their standard of living, and fostering financial independence.
Senior Special Assistant to Governor on Social Investment, Felix Alunge, described the program as one of the dividends of our Ease agenda, aimed at making life convenient for the less privileged in Ondo society through strategic collaboration with the federal government. He added that the selection process was devoid of favoritism and political influence.
The common crowd you are seeing today are only the beneficiaries from Akure South local government. We sincerely appreciate your work because everything we have required in this office, you have given us for compensation, and so that the relevant stakeholders will be well aware of this historic program that has continued to impact positively on the government.
Stakeholders commended the initiative, praising the governor for ensuring that programs from the federal government reach the people of Ondo State.
Our governor is a governor that is ready to bring any good thing that is coming from the national to the doorstep of his people.
Previous governments have not put us in the right position. But from your pointer, you have begun to restore us in our position. And we are ready.
All the beneficiaries of today celebrate you.
Dr. Loki Aiyedatiwa, our East Governor in Ondo State, and the father for persons with disability in Ondo State as well. We appreciate your efforts and the way you take care of persons with disability and Ondo State people at large.
The program, implemented in collaboration with Ondo State government through the National Social Investment Program Agency, will cover over 16,000 residents across the 18 local government areas of the state, with about 1.2 billion naira injected into the scheme to provide direct economic support. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Also, the governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has reaffirmed the administration's commitment to fostering peace and harmony throughout the state. Speaking during a courtesy visit from traditional rulers in Akure North local government area, the governor acknowledged the vital role of traditional institutions in driving societal growth and development. Governor Aiyedatiwa noted that significant grassroots influence of the royal fathers in enhancing the state security framework and pledged to prioritize their welfare as part of the administration's agenda. Leading the delegation, the Oluwabo of Iluabo, Oba Olufalaye, congratulated the governor on his recent victory at the Election Petition Tribunal and praised the progress made within his 100 days in office.
I have to also thank you. First, for approving 5% state revenue of the local government revenue for the others. Before your time, you are not getting even 2 or 3%. We are very grateful for that. We are also grateful that you commissioned Ilé-Àwọn-Ọba, which is really a project that has been lingering here for a long time. For now, you know, see. I also want to thank you for your promise to come to our assistance by giving each of us a motor vehicle. It's announced at the commission. I pray that the Lord will enable you to fulfill that promise so that all of us will be truly thankful to you. It's the first time such a gesture announced by the government of the state.
Acknowledging what we have been able to do, the 5% statutory allocation from the local government allocation to the traditional ruler. We believe it is what we have to do because we believe in the roles of the traditional rulers and the activities and their impact in the society, especially in the grassroots areas. You are the closest to the people at the grassroots in your various kingdoms. And when you talk about even security matter, the traditional rulers are very important. We have to support you and ensure that what is due to traditional rulers are given to them. The reason why we took that decision. And the Urban Secretariat, of course, it was conceived long time ago and started, I think, during Agagu regime. But each successive government, one way or the other, try a bit and leave it. But I believe it is completed at the right time. Maybe God want my name also to be there as the one who completed it and commissioned it for the use of the traditional, so that it can be total package for the traditional rule. 5% allocation, secretariat, and the incoming one. The vehicle, by the grace of God, we will perform. We will fulfill our.
As seen in those states, spiritual life requires a strong foundation of faith. Hope has one contends with the world where uncertainty and adversity are easily prevalent. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa at the Ministers' Conference in Akure, the state capital, noted that building spiritual capacity, the potential of the youth can be unlocked while equipping them to drive progress and shape the moral fabrics of the state. The governor said the theme of the conference, Let Us Build, is apt and aligns with a shared vision of building the state. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
Gathered here at the International Culture and Event Center, the Dome in Akure, are religious leaders and Christian faithful for the 2025 Ministers' Conference. The people came together to chart a way for spiritual advancement and growth under the theme, Let's Build. Some speakers at the event stressed the importance of building spiritual foundation towards a better society.
We still have names in our nation today, those who are late, but their names are here with us. What is your name? Your name speaks about your purpose. Why you are living your purpose. Can I use His Excellency, the governor, as an example? Purpose. Nobody knew when they were giving that name. Of course, God knew that his name will be called Orimisan. Ayedatiwa. Now listen, names are very powerful. I'm not saying you should go and change your name in the physical. I want us to understand for every building, physical as it may be, so that you can explain to us. There are different skills at every stage. What stage is your life? When a building is to be put in place, what's the first thing that we need to get? Blueprints. The second thing is what? Foundation. The people who build foundation, skill. I may not have time to talk about foundation, but you can write this down. Foundation determines everything. Religious has no substance, has no relevance to what God is doing. I can tell you that. It's just a mere ritual, an outward appearance that has no internal substance. It's just religion.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who was among the congregation, described the theme of the conference apt, noting that the event emphasizes the need to invest in the growth and development of the people, particularly the younger ones. The governor noted that by building spiritual capacity, the potential of youths can be unlocked while equipping them to drive progress and shape the moral fabrics of the state.
Today, under this theme, Let's Build, a fitting reminder of our collective responsibility to nurture and empower the next generation of leaders. Succession. Part of what I have. So we are speaking the same language. The spirit is one. Both for our society and also in the vineyard of the Lord. I'm particularly proud that this theme speaks directly to our shared vision for Ondo State. Let us build Ondo State together. Our spiritual life requires a strong foundation of faith, hope, and of love. We contend with a world where uncertainty and adversity are increasingly prevalent, thus making it more crucial than ever before that we focus on building our spiritual lives, our own personal life, and the lives of those under our watch.
Aiyedatiwa acknowledged the roles of religious leaders in shaping the moral fabrics of society, stressing the need for them to always promote the welfare of the people.
Distinguished Minister, I must acknowledge that you have demonstrated over time and even now that you are not only spiritual leaders, but also agents of positive change in our society. Your various roles in shaping the moral fabric of our communities, in your churches and the lives you have taught is crucial, and I commend all your tireless efforts in spreading the word of God and promoting the welfare of our people. What we are doing here today, or what we have done, aligns with God's purpose for His people in our dear state.
The event also featured a special prayer for the growth and development of the Sunshine State. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
The Nigerian Police Force have extended the grace period for enforcement of tinted glass permit requirement to August 12, 2025, following widespread feedback from the public. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun announced the extension through the Force Public Relations Officer Ulumoyewa Adejobin, citing the need for a more citizen-friendly and accessible application process. According to him, the decision reflects the MPF's commitment to transparent, inclusive, and citizen-focused policing and comes amid ongoing technical and policy reviews of the permit system. The police boss said the extension will give room for enhancement and refinement of both physical and digital application processes, including improved verification and reduced delays. He reaffirmed the dedication of the police to public safety, digital innovation, and improved service delivery, urging continued cooperation from the public during the reform process. The Kebbi State government has commenced evacuation and clearance of drainage across sensitive areas of the state. Commissioner for Urban Development in the state, Yahatu Bawa, explained that the exercise is part of ongoing effort to prepare the state ahead of the rainy season. According to him, the clearance is aimed at removing waste and other blockage from waterways to ensure free flow of rainwater, thereby preventing the overflow that often leads to flooding in residential areas. He commended Governor Nalsi Idris for approving the initiative and for providing the necessary financial and logistical support to the ministry, which he said has ensured a smooth and effective operation. The commissioner also reaffirmed Kebbi State government's commitment to prioritizing environmental safety and protecting citizens from the dangers of seasonal flooding. We'll now take a break now. When we come back, we'll give you more stories. Please, to stay with us. Thanks for rejoining us. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. You can watch us live on Osrc website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. An electrical surge in the Sudan-Wandan Patamin area of Gombe Metropolis has claimed the lives of 5 people and left 13 others injured, according to Gombe State Police Command. The state's Permanent Secretary, Special Duties and Regional Coordination, Abdullahi Kulani, was among the 5 reportedly affected by the electrocution. The incident, which authorities said was caused by a high voltage surge from a nearby transformer, caught residents unawares. Confirming the incident, spokesperson of Gombe State Police Command, Buhari Abdullahi, described the incident as deeply saddening, extending his condolences to the bereaved families. He assured the public of a thorough investigation into the cause of the power surge. The deceased have been deposited in different morgues, just as those who sustained injuries are currently receiving treatment at several health facilities across the state. At least 26 persons have been reportedly killed in separate attacks by suspected armed herdsmen on Mesoweni and Akotodun Bawa communities in the North Bank area of Makurdi town and Kenwanga, as well as Gbami villages of Katsina Allah local government area of Benue State. The Makurdi communities, which were attacked on Thursday, claimed the lives of 25 victims, including women and children, while several others were left injured. According to him, the Morandas who stormed the communities in their numbers, shooting sporadically, broke into people's homes and killed those who could not escape. In the same vein, the armed herders invaded Kenwanga community on Friday and broke into people's homes while the people had gone to bed. Benue State Police Public Relations Officer Udeme Edet confirmed the incident, assuring that the police were fully on the ground in the communities. The federal government has condemned Israel's recent strike on Iran, describing it a move that has dangerously escalated tensions between the two nations. The spokesperson for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kemiebi Ebiafa, expressed the government's deep concern over the intensified hostilities which have involved sustained missile and area attacks exchanged between Iran and Israel. The federal government called for an immediate end to the violence and urged both countries to show maximum restraint. It said continued retaliation risk not only civilian lives but also threatens to destabilize the wider Middle East with serious consequences for international peace and economic stability. Reaffirming its long-standing commitment to peaceful coexistence and diplomatic resolution of conflict, the Nigerian government emphasized the importance of dialogue over confrontation. And straight to the foreign scene now, the United Nations Security Council has held an emergency session to discuss the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran, expressing deep concern over the rising death toll and deteriorating humanitarian situation. During the closed-door meeting, member states were briefed on the latest developments, including the intensification of hostilities and the impact on civilians. U.S. Secretary General called for an immediate ceasefire, urging all parties to exercise restraint and prioritize dialogue. Adironke Kolawole completes the story.
And criminal attack.
Criminal and barbaric. That is how Iran's ambassador to the UN described Israel's attack on his country during an emergency session of the Security Council. And he said Israel's motivation was clear.
Israel officials say that this aggression aims to wreak nuclear talks. This confession alone is enough to reveal the real motive behind the attack: to kill diplomacy, to sabotage negotiation, and to drag the region into wider conflict. This leaves no room for denial.
These actions risk eroding the trust and sanctity of the negotiations process, so crucial for the peaceful settlement of these issues.
From the main square in Tehran,
Israel framed its attack as eliminating a threat, but Russia and China said Israel's attack on Iran was completely unprovoked.
No matter what Israel says to the contrary, it is a gross violation of the UN Charter.
We urge Israel to immediately cease all military adventurism and avoid further escalating tensions.
Adironke Kolawole, Osrc News.
The British man who was the sole survivor of the Air India plane crash said he managed to escape the wreckage through an opening in the fuselage. Mr. Ramchal was in seat 11A on the London-bound BO 787 flight when it went down shortly after takeoff in Ahmedabad, Western India on Thursday.
For some time I thought I was also going to die. But when I opened my eyes, I realized I was alive, and I tried to unbuckle myself from the seat and escape from where I could. It was in front of my eyes that the air hostess and others died. After the takeoff, within a minute, it felt like the plane came to a standstill for 5 to 10 seconds. The green and white cabin lights turned on in the flight. I could feel engine thrust increasing to go up, but it crashed with speed into the building. The side of the plane I was in, it landed on the ground floor of the hostel. I don't know about the other part of the plane, but where I landed was on the ground. I could see that there was space outside the aircraft. So when my door broke, I tried to escape through a little space, and I did. On the opposite side of the plane was the building wall, so nobody could have escaped. The plane crashed there. There was some space where I landed. I don't know how I managed to escape. It was in front of my eyes that the air hostess and others died.
At least 11 people have died and several others still missing after flash flooding hit San Antonio, Texas. The severe storms forced cars off roads, pushing some drivers into a creek. The San Antonio Fire Department said rescuers who were searching for at least 4 people missing in the floods. Officials said the death toll may change and their search and recovery effort will take days. The fire department has deployed K9 units and asked for additional assistance from our statewide urban search and rescue force. And straight to the sports arena now, Nigeria's Samuel Ogazi has won the men's 400-meter title at the National College Athletics Association in the United States. He ran a time of 44.84 seconds to win, well cleared of the rest of the field, as Gabriel Moronta was second in 45.47 seconds and Williams Jones in 45.53 seconds. Ogazi is only the second Nigerian man ever to win the NCAA Outdoor 400-meter title after Clement Chukwu in 1999. He also becomes the first man from Alabama to win the title since Karini James. In the same vein, another Nigerian, Ezekiel Nathaniel, became the second fattest man in the world this year in the 400 meters hurdles, running a new personal best of 47.9 seconds. Interestingly, Ezekiel broke a lot of records, becoming the third fattest African in history in this event. He also smashed his own Nigerian record for the 4th time this year. Meanwhile, urban men's 4x100 meters relay team have successfully defended their national title, sprinting a time of 38.33 seconds at the NCAA Track and Field Championship. Kenya Shola Ajayi created the separation for the Tigers in the second leg of the race, giving Obon the gold for the second straight year.
Lane 8, that was Cody Blackwood coming up for third. 47.49, and improvement on his already massive collegiate leader.
But you're absolutely right, Dwight. Doesn't matter how you do it. Get to the line first. There you see South Florida in the black uniform, Auburn white tops, orange bottoms. Nice, solid handoff from me to Ajayi. Ajayi runs that back straight really well. We'll get a chance to see him. He was the fastest qualifier in the 100 meters, but they gave up some ground. But here is where South Florida gave up a couple of missed hand passes there. But that's the third leg of Dario Matau. Now all he has to do is give it to the big guy, and it was not a super clean pass for Auburn and really close to the ends of the exchange zone. But look at USC. That's Caleb for USC coming up on the out.
With that sport, we have come to the end of the bulletin today, but before we go, let's take another look at the main point. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has restated its administration's drive towards ensuring social inclusion and economic empowerment for residents. He gave the affirmation at the launch of the conditional cash transfer disbursement to beneficiaries in Ondo State. We also told you that former secretary to the government of the Federation, Oba Olufalaye, has lauded the progress made by Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa in his first 100 days in office. Also, we told you that an electrical surge has claimed the lives of our permanent secretary in Gombe State and 4 others. And from his foreign scene, we told you that no fewer than 11 people have died and several others missing following flash flooding in the U.S. city of San Antonio. And that's it, all the news at 7. Good evening.